When we go into the playoffs in just a few weeks, will we be saying, no matter who the Eagles play in the NFC, the quarterback matchup goes to Philly? This is a guy who has played one playoff game. This is a guy who, before this season began, as magnificent as he has been, before this season began, I think it was less than 50-50 that he was going to maintain that job in the long run. Will you say, no matter who they play in the NFC, the Eagles have the edge at quarterback? Yes or no, Marcus?
Yes, absolutely. And like my grandfather used to tell me all the time, G, all I have is all I have. And all I've seen from Jalen Hurts week in and week out is that he's been the best quarterback on the field for the majority of the season. The most important thing he's doing is not turning the football over. I mean, we know what's around him, and we could acquiesce to that and talk about all of the talent. But Jalen Hurts himself is playing at a very high level. His ball placement, obviously we know about the athletic ability, the off-platform throws, the normal throws on 3 to 5 step drops, the decision-making, the using every part of the field, middle of the field. He's choosing what receiver he wants to dominate each and every team every week. I ain't embellishing Jalen Hurts. This is what the hell I'm watching on tape every single week. Is this dude figuring out how he's going to take advantage of man coverage, zone coverage. When you turn your back in man coverage, he's taking off. It does not matter. Yes, he has a great supporting cast. Yes, he's doing a phenomenal job as far as distributing the football. But ain't that what the hell you're supposed to do when you've been surrounded by all of these dudes that Howie Roseman surrounded him by? So I'm not going to knock Jalen Hurts because he's surrounded by a tremendous amount of talent. You know why? Because when Quez Watkins open, he going to throw it to Quez Watkins. When Devontae Smith open, he going to throw it to Devontae Smith. If A.J. Brown ain't open, he going to come off that first read and go to the second read. And if none of that open, he going to dump the ball down to the running back. He's playing under so much control, with so much poise. He's taken a step forward as far as not being so careful with the ball that it cost him from making great plays. Jalen Hurts is playing at the highest level you can play quarterback at, and the only person I will have in front of him is Patty Mack in Kansas City. That's the only dude that I would put in front of Jalen Hurts in the MVP conversation right now.
So I think the comparison, because Breeze is going to be in the Hall of Fame, played forever and ever. The comparison I think of is Burrow, right? Because like he comes out and he's a prospect that they feel good about, but he's given something. You have to work on this. You have to improve this part of your game if you want to ascend to an elite level. Okay, I'm going to go do it. I spend the offseason doing it. Great. He had a nice year last year. Here's what else we need you to do. Okay. And he goes and he does it. He has the stuff inside of him to drive himself to make those kinds of improvements. He has that kind of character, right? And that kind of intelligence and that kind of, so that's the same kind of stuff that helps you win playoff games. Yep. And I think that's what's remarkable about this guy.
I love guys who have the stuff.
I mean, he has the stuff. You know what I mean.
You're a person who made your living for a long time evaluating people. The one thing I've always heard is you can't teach accuracy. Right. That's the one thing that can't be taught. How did he learn it? Because he didn't have it, and now he does.
Because he has the stuff inside.
The stuff.
You laugh all you want. You know exactly what I mean.
But let me take you inside the draft room, guys, because it really bears repeating here. His character is special. There's a reason he lost the job at Alabama. There's a reason he went in the second round. His downfield accuracy wasn't good enough. And that's the tape. That sets the floor. The character sets the ceiling. His character is off the charts. Last year, when the ball traveled 20 yards or more, he only had 2 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. This year, when the ball travels 20 yards or more, and to Swagu's point, to Quez Watkins, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, he has 12 touchdowns and only 1 interception. He has worked at his craft and gotten better.
It's the versatility that I think speaks to his intellect and his football intelligence. And we've heard he's a coach's son. He lives out that cliche is he feels like a coach on the field. Week to week, they don't do things that are complicated, but they do things different week to week to attack different opponents, both on offense and defense. And the catalyst to that is Jalen Hurts.
So we've opened up the show this morning talking about the 2 top quarterbacks in the NFC East. Right now, when they play each other, do we have more confidence in the Eagles quarterback than the Cowboys quarterback?
Absolutely. I mean, I've been watching football this season, and he might be the quarterback in the league that we should have the most confidence in.
Marcus, 15 seconds, finish, go.
There is, absolutely I have more confidence, but there is also not a guy that I would be sure about paying $250 million to lead my franchise and play quarterback than Jalen Hurts right now. And I know Joe Burrow is in that conversation and Justin Herbert, but he's one of those guys where the Philadelphia Eagles do not need to wait. He is as sure of a bet because of his acumen, because of the way he's become a better football player, only going to continue to ascend. Pay the man now.
That's, you know what, David? Whatever we were doing next, rip it up. I want to come back to that because I think there's a cautionary tale in all of this, and maybe he's the outlier. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.